The video's not there, sorry.
Oh, good. So we're going to
Um,
record this for a couple agents who couldn't be here today. They had meetings or listing appointments. So it's going to be recorded and available. Hey, Mel.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Some of us have done the Buffini thing, and I can just say from actually reaching out to the clients on a more consistent basis, that's gotten me already 2 listings from that. So everyone call your past clients.
Consistency and calling your past clients is a takeaway. Great.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any wins?
Oh, can I,
Brenda.
Mel?
Yeah.
You say call your, how do you block your, like, everybody says call your past clients, but putting it into like real practice is the thing, like super hard. So what do you do to make sure that you do it? Do you do a checklist? Do you do it from 9 to 10? Do you just like, is it just kind of like something you do during the day?
During the day. Yeah. When I do actually get to call them, but mostly it's the mailers that's consistent now, and the emails that's consistent. So that goes out once a month, an email, once a month, a mailer. And then they just remember you when you when they have your need, they actually remember you. And the pop-by.
So to dig a little bit dig a little bit deeper in that, since we have you on the spot, you do your Popeyes, you do your mailers. I guess that's physical, regular snail mail, post office, and then you do emails. We're getting your content for that, and you do it like the first of the month, the last of the month, the 15th. Like, how do you set that? Is it automatic, or do you do it when you think?
Yep, the automatic, the email set up automatically. I'm horrible. I really don't know what last month's email was. I didn't look at it. So that just shows you how easy it is. You don't even look at it and it goes out, but then you're supposed to follow up and call them with that. This month's mailer going
through the
out.
CRM?
Yeah. And then this month's mailer going out is just summer hacks for traveling, something like it's not business all the time, but they had a credit, how to build your credit cards, finance stuff. So it kind of varies. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's finance, sometimes it's work. So
But you're getting
and that's
all
what they say.
you're getting all that through the Buffini program. They're giving you content as other companies, do. You're buying the content and you're putting in the names and then pushing the button, and then it's being just sent out.
Yep.
And in return, you've got 2 listings from it, just to reinforce that.
Already, yeah. Nice and easy.
Sherry, you have a question?
I was just going to add to that I found if you're not using the CRM through Buffini, it really does help keep you organized and gives you the list of who you want to call, anniversary cards, birthday cards, things like that. But with the emails, I send out a market report for 8 towns down here in Cape May County, and that is very well received. I have an open rate of like 50-60%. That everybody likes that better than I found when I was sending out the 15th of the month. Buffini sends out for you a follow-up to like the credit report, the hacks, summer hacks, whatever. But I didn't get as good as an open rate as I do with the stats.
So do you create that yourself?
I do.
A campaign? Okay. So you can create a campaign on your own in that Buffini CRM and then send it out to your whole database?
Yes.
And there's a lot of folks on here that are like Buffini folks, but you don't have to have a Buffini database and CRM. You just have to have a CRM, and you get to pick the one that works best for you. I know, like, I see Chris in the background there at your meeting. He a different coach, very good one. Fiddler, Mark, this tells you guys to stay in contact with your clients, but it really is about staying top of mind. And as Jerry has pointed out, that she's getting a much better open rate staying top of mind because she's giving people things that they're interested in. And everybody is always interested in what's the house down the street selling for, what's going on. And we don't think that because of the way that everybody has access to the internet every single day, and they know what the house is selling for down the street. I believe that if they're really interested, they could go in and look it up, but on a daily basis they're not. Like I'm not interested in buying shoes every day until Amazon sends me something in my feed, and then all of a sudden I got an interest in shoes. Just like houses, they may not be really interested in what happened down the street until you send them something that puts it in their face that says, hey, did you know how much your house was worth? So
Sorry, one of the things that I use in my area is I send out these mailers. This is why I was, that I ordered on Etsy. I don't know if you can see them. But they're, I just sold your neighbor's house. And it's got a little blurb, need a real estate agent if you're thinking of move now or in the near future. But it starts with, I just sold your neighbor's house. And I send it to specific addresses around houses that close. So it goes in an envelope and it gets mailed out that way. So the neighbor thing is definitely a good, right. It looks like an invitation. Yeah.
Anna,
So
how many of those do you send?
I
Sorry.
send about 50 because they're very targeted,
Okay.
specific, because I have them for like seasonal ones. I have all different ones, but they're on Etsy, so I don't make them myself. Yes, rip off and duplicate. It's the same vendor I use for a bunch of stuff. So like this week, I'll be putting together these little cards that go on top of, last year, I think I used them on marigolds, yellow marigolds, because they're just eye-catching, and I just tie them on the marigold. So they're little marketing things that I use in my town.
What do you suggest for someone who's starting to market a new area and has no listings and no sales?
Anybody else have any? I mean,
Yes, I do.
Do anything.
okay,
Is that Maria?
yes.
Hey, Maria, Mark Abear. So since you're in a
Yeah,
new area,
hi. Yes.
hey, yeah, we understand what you're going through. So I think going out in person and joining some activities or some group, or start to become familiar in some area, find the restaurant that you like, the coffee shop that you like, the library, and be there a couple times a week. If you have some book club interest, a sports activity, some group activity that you can attend. The mailers
Okay.
for all of us are simple and easy. They're great and they're a must. They're not enough. So especially being new to an area, you're going to want to have things going on concurrently. You're going to have the social media is a great help with that, because now that you're in, I believe you're in North Jersey, and you start checking in or taking photos. Hey, I'm here, I'm at this place. And then you're going to get all of the, oh, I didn't realize you sold real estate up there. Oh, I didn't know you were in that area. And my cousin lives up there. My whoever, I went to college up there, things of that nature. So you find yourself with a consistent schedule of being seen in places while you can currently send out mailers. You don't have to say I'm the new person in town. You can just, you'll have someone that eventually will just pick up some mail and will want to call you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I have a bit of a unique situation because I'm disabled. I have I'm hearing impaired. So when I first started in the industry, it was very easy for me. I would network, I would join clubs and groups, but now it's difficult because I don't hear well in a lot of different situations. So joining clubs and being live in person with people is extremely difficult for me. Although you're streaming into my hearing aids, so phone works wonders for me that way. But live in-person events are almost impossible for me these days. So I know that's probably, maybe nobody will have an answer for me, because unless you're hearing impaired, you probably won't understand the challenges I face on a daily basis. So I just wanted to throw
Maria?
that out there. Yeah.
Maria, this is Shannon. Are you on social media?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that, when we were down in Seattle yesterday, a couple of us were talking about consistency and how do we stay on top of mind with social media. But like, it doesn't have to be all about your business. It could, you know, one of the things that I think is different about how I approach it is I just want to be relatable. So every
Right.
once in a while, I'll put something about real estate, but most of the time it's just, I want to be top of mind. I want the, you know, 3,000 people that I'm interacting with on Facebook and Instagram to know what my everyday is. It's not, I'm very transparent, I guess, in what I do, so that when I walk into the local store, the hardware store, they are recognizing my face, even though I'm not
Okay.
doing video. I'm not doing video, for the record. I'm not. I do post a lot of pictures, but even yesterday, I didn't post any pictures with faces on them. I did the office, the beach, the food. So things that people will relate to more than just my face. But I also try to put my headshot on things too. A professional picture of me.
I just joined a bunch of different groups on Facebook, local groups, but they're Facebook groups. So I am doing that. I have a kiosk, a 7-foot kiosk at ShopRite coming out in June. And you know those grocery dividers on the grocery belt?
Mhm.
So my face is going to be plastered all over a ShopRite. And so I joined a few a few Springfield groups that the ShopRite is in, and I'm doing mailers,
Okay.
kind of introducing myself too. You think that's okay so far?
I think you're hitting
Yes,
a
it's
lot
just going to
of,
take some time. Yeah.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
hitting a lot of different avenues for sure.
Yeah, they're good ideas, Maria.
I'm advertising in the church bulletin. So if you think of anything else, let me know.
Maria,
Thanks.
oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead, Jess. Go ahead.
Did you move into like a development, or is it not
No.
necessarily a neighborhood?
In North Jersey, there's not too many developments, not
Okay.
like down in South Jersey. I missed that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't know if my idea would apply then.
So yesterday was a great marketing. Go ahead. Go ahead, Randall.
Does anybody else go to church?
Well, I'm hoping that works.
Our church doesn't have advertising in the bulletin.
No, I know some news, churches, synagogues, mosques will cover everybody there. You know, it's and other type of groups, you know, clubs, organizations, things like that. I think Mark was kind of tacking onto that, and I think that is.
Covered.
Oh, my big
What?
head. Chris has something to say.
So, yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
as far as like churches go, like a lot of churches don't have a business directory. So it's a great way to start one, because you're the one that's, you know, getting it started, and you're finding out who in the church also has businesses and wants to advertise and go for free. But it's a great way to get your name out to your, you know, congregation that you attend.
That's a really good point, and you could use that like everywhere. Could be that you could put together a business directory for your neighborhood. You know what the you know the neighbors do, or your town.
Right. Do a
Or
newsletter for your neighborhood.
newsletter for your neighborhood. There you go.
I
So
know
that-
a pretty lady that goes to church every Sunday, and she has a Remax placard on the side of her car and is starting to get some phone calls. So just that advertising in the parking lot is a good way without being in people's faces, and then they'll start to gravitate
Hmm.
towards.
Can
I
I
actually-
piggyback?
I
Can I
actually
piggyback
have,
on Mark's?
sorry.
Yeah. Call on somebody.
Go ahead, Maria. Maria, you go. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay, thank you. I actually just put these huge magnets on my car and they're in my driveway. So I'm gonna be leaving them on and traveling all over the area with those.
Maria, that's a great idea. And to piggyback on you and Mark's idea, just like Randall has on him now, get shirts, get a raincoat, get umbrellas. Anytime you're out, anytime I go out, my wife gets annoyed. I've got Remax shirts, Remax sweaters, Remax hoodies. I've got them all out all day long. And then I just recently sponsored a baseball team in the township, and that was cheap. I think it was like under $250. And they've
Oh,
got
that's nice.
16 yeah, they've got 16 games. They're all t-shirts, and they're taking them home. The mother's washing them, and every time they wash, they got my name on it.
Oh,
Hey,
that's great.
hey,
I'll look into that.
Yeah, when they're on the field, every grandmother, every grandfather's out there. Other people are coming to watch the game, and my name's on the back of their shirt.
Ed, what do you
Excellent.
get your shirts monogrammed and stuff? Like because I was just talking to Jay. He said there was someone in Defrit that would, you bring in the shirt and they would put a X balloon for like $12.
That's who I go to. It's called In Stitches.
Oh, okay.
In Stitches on Route 41 in Deptford. They've been around for forever.
So you could take any shirt, any polo that you have, anything that you currently have right now, and you could go and just put a little, Remax balloon or Remax on there.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, I've been there so many times. I bought my wife for Christmas a Cricut machine, and now she's making all her own things. Well, not just for me, but for everybody. Like my daughter's going to get engaged next week, and she doesn't know. But so my wife's been making custom shirts. But I said, listen, I bought her 3 T-shirts, put gigantic Remaxes on it for me. She made wine glasses for my last client I had for buyers. So it's a Cricut machine. It's inexpensive and it's pretty cool. But like you said, In Stitches, that's my out in Deptford too. And the turnaround is like maybe 5 days a week.
That's a cool idea. I like that.
Yeah, everything helps.
I know.
Are the In Stitches, is it just a monogram or is it like the Cricut where it's silk printing kind of thing?
It's silk printing. Yeah, that's obviously it's a big commercial business, but the Cricut's small. But yeah, I guess it's Cricut on steroids. I guess.
There you go.
Well, what's the name, Mel? You saw my cast, right? The Remax cast.
I didn't. No.
For everybody, yes. So Maria, that's another thing. So I broke my arm, Maria, and I'll let you guys go real quick. I've got a cast on my left arm, and it's you can't see it now, but my wife put the Remax letters on there, and people love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he broke his arm on purpose just to advertise that arm.
That's
I would
funny.
say, Ed, if any of you are going to sponsor any local sports teams, I'm sure a lot of us get asked each year, hey, sponsor my kids, this, that. If you're going to do that, don't just send in the check. It's something where you should say, I'll agree to sponsor, but I want to come around. I want you to introduce me to people. I want people to know that the name that's on that jersey, that's on that wall or that fence, that's me. Not that you have to commit to go into 10 games in a row, but get introduced, make your investment worth it, and then you have a lot more potential for that to turn into something.
You're part owner of the team.
I know that
Right.
I did
Silent
one
partner.
this year. I did one this year and I did a snack day because it's a challenger league. So they only have games on Saturday mornings. So I just took bags of snacks and that was the only time I went. So that was
That's a good idea.
point. Giving little kids snacks. They loved it.
I bet.
So we've explored a couple different things today. We've explored the mailers, the CRM, the magnets. I wanted to go back to real quick because I've seen more and more. You have a magnet on your car. Do you
I do.
get? I feel like I'm seeing that more again. Like it used to be a big deal like 10 or 15 years ago with a lot of MLM marketing but real estate. So you're getting stuff from it?
I always make sure, well, I don't really do it to get stuff out of it. You know, I reproduced my billboard on the side of my car.
Mm.
Because I'm trying to get the recognition out there,
Okay.
you know, and I have people say to me all the time, oh, I see your face all over the place. And I always park my car strategically. Like when I go to church, I don't park in between two other cars. I park off to the side so people that are leaving,
Yes.
entering, you know, the parking lot sees my sign. Or if I go to a store or whatever, I try to park a little further away, you know, because people are going to see it no matter what. I always kind of pick my spot
Right.
to where I can get the best exposure.
Jesse, are you doing that too?
In fact, yesterday, we drove together, so my car was parked in the Pegasus restaurant all day, and I intentionally parked where people saw me. But I am actually starting to get calls on it, which is the best part because it's free advertising.
I was assuming you were the pretty lady at church.
Correct.
I do, yes, that is also where I'm becoming more familiar. But to add on to the magnet thing, aside from just the vehicle magnets, Mark and I, this is something that he started and I kind of ran with. We send out in the spring, we send out the Phillies schedule magnets with it now has both of our faces on it and information. We send out the Eagles schedule magnets in the fall. And then I did a third one that we've gotten. We honestly almost overdo it with our sendings. But the one, because my logic was with these, people are going to throw them away after that season. I found another one that has kitchen measurements, like conversions of like, and so we've had a ton of people say, man, that's such a great idea. It's on like, and we see it when we go to our people, we know we go stop by their house for Popeyes and stuff. We see our magnets on the fridge. So it does seem like,
Right. That's a 12-month magnet was the whole point of that.
Right.
Why would they take that down when the Phillies stink? They're going in the trash, or after
Right.
the season's over, they're going to take it off of the refrigerator. But that kitchen measurement one, that's 12 months. Why would they get rid of that? And interestingly enough, once we added Jesse to the pictures, our business doubled. So I don't understand that, but I guess everyone should add Jesse to their pictures and see the growth.
please don't do that.
Don't hide your face, Shannon. Put yourself out there.
What do you guys think of
Or she's
jar
already-
openers?
This is Therese. Real quick, I just wanted to chime in. One thing that I do for Father's Day, so I started doing it a couple years ago, and including Father's Day, not just Mother's Day. Our clients aren't here, so I do mailers, but I do the McCormick grill packs. So you go to ShopRite and they're like $1.50 or something, and it's a seasoning marinade packet. And then you just write a personal note to the husbands or whatever, what have you, and it makes a big impact because nobody acknowledges Father's Day or the industry, like the world in general. Like everybody makes a big deal to Mother's Day, not Father's Day. So I had clients that I never hear from the husbands. I usually just deal with the wife, but the husbands, a lot of them like would text me or thank me and tell me how much it meant to them.
That's a great idea. Thank you.
Yep.
Therese and Jerry have a ton of great Popeye ideas, and even though they're some of the resources that are, you could just go to the sheet in Referral Maker, it would be great to talk to both of them to pick their brain about which on that list has worked for them. So they've been killing it for years following the Buffini system, so definitely connect with them.
And
Hey,
I should,
How much are built? I want to go back to this real quick. How much are the magnets costing you?
For the car?
Yeah, for car magnets. What's that running now?
Ed, what was it, 20 some dollars you got yours?
Ours were cheap. Yeah. 25
Yeah.
bucks a piece, I think.
Vista print, was it?
What, the
No.
big car magnet?
Vistaprint, yep.
We did ours
I-
from Markful.
The bigger one I had, it was like almost 3/4 of the front door was, I think it was like $75. But that was
so
a
varied,
big-
under 100, some as cheap as 20, depending on the
Yeah.
size.
What's the other company, Jesse?
Markful, MARKFUL.
Mark is
They're
full.
pretty templated. Like you wouldn't be able to do one like Chris did through that company, but just with
Okay.
it. I mean,
Mine- because mine were a little more expensive, but they were also big. They were, they're,
Yeah.
whatever, they're 5 feet
A
long.
full door, yeah, 2 doors, right?
Yeah, so we cut the magnet, so it spanned over 2 years. I used Postnet over at Washington Township. So they did it custom from scratch. I think it was
I
like
love Vistaprint.
I think it was like
And if-
$187 for both sides.
Oh, okay. So less
If
than
there's a-
200 bucks.
Yeah.
That's great.
And they last
With-
year.
With Vistaprint, if you don't like the way something turns out, they'll redo it for you for free.
Mm-hmm.
So they're really good.
And then I'm sorry, I cut Jerry off. She was about to say something about,
I was going to show, I'm waiting for the bag itself to come in, but I'm putting together a welcome summer bag. So I have this tote that I'm waiting to get in red with my information on the front. And it's a insulated tote. And then, and Ed, I'd like to talk to your wife because I do have a Cricut and I was thinking about making it, but we ended up buying them, but they're, let's see here.
there we go.
There you go.
Exactly, yep.
So it's red Solo cups, a magic marker to mark off your, put your
Oh,
name, mark your cup and drink up, it says, because I can't get it.
That's
to-
awesome.
Yeah.
And so I put that in there. And then I have a little fish bubbles and I had these tags made and they have, I don't know how to get it, show my information, but with a QR code.
Oh, nice.
And just a little Frisbee thing. So I'm going to drop those off and the other ones that I'm not doing this particular part of it, I'm putting in ketchup and mustard and relish.
So do you do those for your past clients or prospective clients?
I have them for, I mainly work with my past clients. So for my A+ and A clients.
Did everybody see the bags that the title company was giving out, the shopping bags?
Yeah, they were really nice too.
Nice.
Seen mine yet.
Yeah, they have these shopping bags,
They're really nice ones. They have a pocket on them.
have a pocket, yeah. But you know what the nicest thing about it is? 6 cents a piece,
How many?
0.79,
Wow.
79 cents per. Nice, heavy duty, and people are, we're giving them clothes, and people are walking away like we gave them $1 million gold, especially because everybody is trying to get these things and they're a couple bucks when you got to buy them at the store when you forget, which we all do now.
Do you know
But,
what company you guys ordered from?
I will find out before we get off.
Yeah, Randall, I got mine from National Pen Company. They were 99 cents. That's better.
Yeah,
What's
I
that?
got some from Discount Mugs.
Ed, it's not a competition, Ed.
It's
Oh, he
resources.
did better.
It's quantity thing too.
Yeah.
The more you order, the
How much did you pay, Ed?
I paid 99 cents.
Yeah,
So you did better.
I bet you it was from National Pen, but I'm going to shoot a text and find out.
Hey, guys, you know what else? I'm sorry. You know what else is a great way of advertising and honoring your clients too? And I did it 3 or 4 times and I got to get back on horse with it, is it's through Remax, the Children's Miracle Network through Children's Hospital. And I think it's for like a minimum of $30 per transaction. Your clients get a card. And I think, I'm not quite sure if they, I doubt if they specify a individual child, but they get a card, in their name, telling them how they honored, Children's Hospital. And it's really, really cool.
Yeah, you can do it all through Remax, right? Through the
Yeah,
Remax
exactly.
Center?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, it's a good idea. Thank you,
Yeah, that's-
Paul.
Yeah.
I just thought of something that I could do. Give out little Frisbees at the dog park. What do you think?
I like
Frisbee.
that idea. We just have a new dog park.
But the dogs
Like
are gonna,
folks-
the dogs are
That's a
gonna
good
tear them to
idea.
shreds.
The dogs will what?
The dogs are gonna rip them to shreds.
Now, like little dog toys or dog treats, you know?
That's
Not
a
a
good
bad
idea.
idea.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
wanted to ask, is anyone doing, I know there's Harrison Day, there's September Fest, there's a lot of different local community events. Does anyone in our group do any local ones? Participate in any?
Would you like to?
Jesse, you're muted.
Sorry, we don't. They used to do a Deptford Day and they stopped doing that for whatever reason. I know Mark used to do it before I lived here. But I would if we knew of one that was, you know.
So maybe I'll try and search for a list of different community days and then put it out there. It's, the kicker is you have to, it's only one. I mean, one of the reasons I wanted to start this mastermind is a lot of us service different areas. So we there's not a whole lot of overlap. Like Alloway has a day, right? Woodstown has a day. They don't? They have a parade, the whole Halloween parade, yeah. So Woodstown has a festival. Yeah, down in
There's
Salem
one,
County, there's a lot of festivals still.
There's one
Woodstown has
upcoming
July 4th
in,
parade.
Glassboro.
Glassboro?
Yeah, they have a big Memorial Day.
Also have the Italian festival,
Where's that?
Glassboro.
Oh, okay. So maybe a list of community days that different people could sign up for and be more represented, you know, throughout South Jersey. Okay.
Don't forget South Philly.
I ask a quick question.
That's a lot.
Is anybody doing anything successful as far as online marketing, Google Ads, or anything in addition to Megaphone or anything outside of that? I've attempted it a few times and I'm sort of convinced it's a scam. I don't know where our money's going.
I use a couple companies, and one of them's local, one is Reminder Media. And I have their digital format, which is $39 a month, which
Yeah.
basically takes the magazine that I send out and sends
You've
out
done that
articles
too.
through social media.
Okay.
And then Outbound Engine, which is a little pricey, but I signed up for it right before the pandemic. And then I renegotiated about 150 off a month, but that's been the most successful. And I get a lot of referrals from around the country on that because Outbound Engine, it started at like $3.79 a month, but they post 3 times a week on all your social media for you. They send out newsletters. You have a website. You have, there's a lot that I negotiated it down to like $240 afterwards, but they are very salesy, but I can be pushy too. And it's kind of like
beautiful
Comcast.
products.
They
have
do.
beautiful products. They have a beautiful magazine that I've sent just to my past clients once a year around the holidays. It is beautiful.
Reminder Media.
Yeah, Reminder Media.
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
that
I should-
magazine too, but what is the digital part of that? I don't know that we're looked up to that.
So if you go on their website, they have it's $39.99 a month, and it just shares more through your platform specific articles that I don't pick, but they're articles that were in the magazine that time. So this is the most recent magazine.
Okay. Yeah.
And then through the 2 months between now and the next one, they'll push out different articles that were in this magazine, which prompts people to ask me for copies of the magazine.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, Outbound Engine has been the most successful autopilot system I've had. But again, it's a pricey one, but for me, it works because Outbound Engine starts at like $380 a month, but it covers, like I said, a ton of stuff with social media. And it's not just real estate stuff. So you know how we talked about having your personal stuff or like recipes or like different things. I got a referral from Arizona, and she said it was because my Twitter was not all my listings. She specifically said that my Twitter feed was a variety, and I never post to Twitter. Never. Like myself, I never post to Twitter.
I
My
like
kids-
all your stuff on there and retweet it. I know it's not you.
It is not me, but the girl in Arizona had no idea. She was like, oh, what's that company? So it looks like to other people that it's me, but
This is Therese again. I was wondering if you guys do like a table at a festival or something. We have something called Skimmer Weekend coming up in June. I think we're having it this year. And anyway, what do you guys do? Like, obviously, I'm sure you have some MLS sheets or stuff printed out, but what is it that you have for
like giveaways.
or just
information.
like, I know the whole purpose is to be out there and be present and exposure, but what are you doing there to engage people?
I don't know that there's anyone, and that was one of my questions a couple minutes ago, if anybody's doing any community days or like we have September Fest in town. Beverly, you had raised your hand during that brief conversation. Did you want to say anything?
Yeah, we used to do September Fest. I've done it a few times and, you know, it is good exposure.
Mhm.
And I was, after this, I was going to call you and say, do you want to do it together? And is anybody else from the office want to join us? So that we could, you know, get Remax out there. You know what I've said? Pennsville is, you and I are supposed to own Pennsville. Remax is supposed to be number one. That's the way, it doesn't matter who's first in listing, who's first in sales. We need to make sure that Remax is number one.
So
That's
Therese
my-
was asking if you have any ideas about what to give
Okay.
away or.
Well, when Randall and us used to do the one in Harrison, he had frisbees, he had balloons, and we had balloons blown up so that kids could come by and get them.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to remember what else we used for Pennsville, but just the small things like
yeah.
pop pies, you know, just those small items, you know, for giveaway. But you got
Missing a real opportunity there if you don't pass out pens in Pennsville.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
Therese,
Maria.
real
What are
quick,
you doing to capture?
Man,
Therese, what?
that was bad.
What are you
You like
doing to
that?
capture their information? And then once you get their information, if they don't want to sign up to receive like listings or something, what are you?
You went to mute. I know that in the past, I've done events like that and I've done a raffle where I gave away like a Home Depot card or something like house related, or a local business. I know a big winner for my giveaways was like the local custard stand, which is pricey. So given a $50 gift certificate to that. But I like the idea of having balloons to grab the kids' attention and bring the parents over. One of the things I did want to caution though is it's important to look at the organizer's rules, because I think that most times you can only give, like, they limit how many number of, like, for instance, when I was at my kids' school, we could only 3 tables in the whole festival could give away water. So.
Right, if there's a balloon person there already, they don't want you giving away balloons.
Correct, yeah.
Patrick, Todd, and I used to do Depot Day all the time when that existed, and I think it's important too. Don't put all the onus on you as the agent. Those partners of yours, your business partners, your lenders, your home inspectors, the attorneys, et cetera, get them to chip in, get them to attend, get them to help sponsor and put together some bags. And then you have a lot of different
Swag
great
bags,
ideas.
yeah.
Swag bags, right. Bottle openers, pens. There's so many different ideas. Keychains are less prominent than they used to be. But there's plenty of different things, tumblers, koozies, things that people are going to hold on to for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Greg yesterday had a lot of stuff. That was neat. That Federation and Green Tree gave out.
Yeah. Don't forget when you're doing that type of thing also to make sure that you include the animals. Have something there because everybody's walking around with their dogs at some of these events.
I had somebody give out collapsible water bowls. I think Eatery did that.
Oh.
Hmm.
What are you doing once you get their information, or like, how are you keeping in touch with them if they're not specifying being interested in receiving listings in email or something like that?
I put them in my outbound engine, which is the social media, the emails, the newsletters. That's what I put like mass people into, the one that I pay the most for. So
Hey,
I don't know what anybody else.
So it is,
just some a thought or answer to like one other question, and I think Frank had something that popped up in there too.
Mhm.
But in the past, we would do a drawing or some type of giveaway. We would have people actually go on and fill out, you know, a form for or a ticket for the giveaway where we would capture their information. People also say if you used iPads and have them just type it in, people are much faster typing into something than they are writing, you know. So you could type their information in. You could also do mini raffle gifts where, you know, I know in the Mullica Hill office, we got a big wheel that we spin, right? That, you know, so you could put little mini gifts on there where everybody's a winner. They come over, they get a free spin, and then they could put enter in for a raffle. And a raffle could be, you know, a TV or dinner or ball tickets or whatever is important for that particular, you know, marketplace. But to be able to gather their information, that's what those are things that you could do. And then, you know, a lot of you guys are in Buffini, so I would think that if you gather someone's name and address, you know, write down something, you know, when you meet them that you know about them, or you would make you remember them, and send them a card. Hey, Jill and Bob, it was great seeing you, and the puppy, blah blah blah. Man, if you could do that, you would be, you know, unforgettable to someone who just walked up to a booth. Now, maybe you can't do that for everybody in the booth, but if you did that for, you know, a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen people, you know, you would make an imprint on them that would last for a long time.
I agree. And also added to that, if you're going to do that in your area, so Therese and Jerry are doing that in Sea Isle, and Shannon and Bev are doing that in Pennsville, if there's an opportunity to get a photo, because you're going to see a lot of people that you know because you're a familiar face in that area, get a picture opportunity with them, and then wait a day or two, and then send a follow-up text or an email to them with that picture. So it's another touch, it's a remembrance. So everything that Randall was saying, and then there's a lot of additional things.
Hey, Mark, I like the professional photographer that you had. So maybe you could do like a backdrop, and you could email out to people photographs of their day.
Absolutely. And everyone's getting access to the photos. Everyone that was at our event yesterday that wants them will have access to the photos. And I think it'd be smart of everyone to promote yourself on your social media, on your newsletter with another great event. I was at our Seattle City office, and then you get the people that'll say, oh, I didn't realize you sold real estate at the shore. I certainly do. So any area that you cover, you don't want people, we know that feeling of, oh, I just bought something. Oh, I didn't realize you did Philadelphia or Doylestown or Wildwood. If you cover those areas, or if you have business partners, which you clearly do, you have referral partners here, let your people know that your reach goes way further than the few square miles where you live.
Can I borrow the wheel from the office?
Yeah, I think there's a sign out and a sign in. You have to pick it up and you have to drop it off.
Okay.
And bring lunch.
And bring lunch.
Chris holds onto that wheel really tight.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I missed like the first few minutes. Does anyone have a marketing company that dials for you? I don't know what that's called. I forgot. So I can make phone calls.
There's
Red X?
There's Red X and there's Vulcan.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Red X and Vulcan.
And Vulcan?
Yes.
Okay. Do they also provide like a list of phone numbers, like access to a list of phone numbers?
You
Yes,
have
if you're
to
paying
choose
for it.
what you wanna- I'm sorry.
Is there anything out there that is not too expensive? 'Cause I can be on the phone better than I can be in person.
So you can, with either of them, you can choose expired list or FISBO list, things like that. I don't think there's just random lists.
Okay. Thank you.
Frank, what did you have? I saw something pop up there.
No, yeah, you took it. You said exactly what I was going to say, a raffle. We used to raffle off, we would do Phillies tickets or
There you go.
Flyers tickets for that because it was a good way to get a lot of names. And not only that, and then you keep, we had a questionnaire, how long they've been in our house for. And not only that, you have, you raffle off the ticket, but now you have a bunch of names that you didn't have before. And you put that into your CRM and just start marketing to them that way.
I just want to, one of the comments, because we're talking about community days, I think it's also important to, well, down in Salem County, it's big, support local. So one of the biggest things for giveaways is going to the local small businesses, and they'll actually give you a $25 gift certificate sometimes, or, they'll do different things that, because you're doing a community event, they will help, and you don't have to put that $25 or $50 out of your pocket. So just an idea to ask. It's not hard to ask, right? So, we've had a lot of good ideas. I feel like it's been like popcorn. So did anybody else want to have any questions about local marketing? Randall, did you have anything else to add?
I've been hearing a lot about Photofly, and what I'm being shown, like the Remax version with all the Remax stuff, it's like phenomenal.
Mhm.
And
It is cheap.
Thanks.
It's inexpensive, I
That
should
was
say.
Chris, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
It's only, I think, what, $4 a month?
Right.
Oh, no, $4 a year.
I think it's $4 a year.
$4 for the whole
And you
entire
get a
year.
trial first. My trial ends
Yeah.
this week, actually.
It's a great program. I use it all the time.
It's fun to play around with.
So one of the things that, I don't know, but we were talking about doing a mastermind meeting every other week and that type of thing. Would you guys be interested in us bringing something specific, like, Photofly for like, what are the best tips for that? Or is that something everybody can do on their own? Or
I think it would be helpful. Like Gabby really helps me. Like if I have a question about, she posted something about a open house she did last weekend, and I said, how did you do that? I just texted her real quick and she said Photofy, and the app is super easy and fun to play with, like Melissa said. I think it would be good to come up with one specific product to go over.
and while we're talking about Gabby, I heard yesterday at the or I also want to say, hey, thank you guys down in Seattle City, and you very, very hospitable, and we enjoyed ourselves yesterday at the beach day, and we look forward to having another one next week or the week after. So I'll go to as many of those as possible. But go ahead.
Anybody who hasn't seen the actual app, can you see that? There it is.
There you go.
And it's super easy because you can, what's the word? Layer. You can layer different Remax balloons or.
And guys, we're all paying for this balloon, and this balloon is like one of the most widely recognized worldwide logos out there. So if you're not like putting it on everything, not wearing it on a cap so somebody can stop you and ask you about real estate without you having to start up a conversation, you're missing something. Go ahead. You're going to show it.
That was my last thing, was just to talk about how, like, to have what you do and pretty much this, for me anyway, I hate standing up, but I have a t-shirt that I made that's a realtor t-shirt that I wear to the Acme, or I wear out to, get custard and people, it's a conversation starter. So Remax, or I have a new t-shirt I bought that has sold and then the Remax balloon in the middle of it. So yeah, what's the word? Wardrobe appropriate.
We're going to have Memorial Day and 4th of July and Labor Day, all that red, white, and blue stuff. So it just, it kind of like ties into all of that. So, agents going out and, that's the one thing. Buying those little flags and walking around your neighborhood that you live in. So I used to do that. I used to get, 1,000 flags or 500 or whatever. And I put my business card on them and I'd walk around and I would just put them out in front in the grass, if there was grass, in the neighborhood, at the edge of the street. And the neighbors would come out and they would look, oh, wow, this really looks great. And they would realize that, was my cards. And it was in a neighborhood that I grew up in. So I got a lot of business out of it. So, a lot of your neighbors don't know what you do. So that might be a good thing. And then I'm just going to finish up with, and then I'll throw it back to our great host today. Let's thank her. Gabby, if you've gotten a text or email from Gabby, don't think that she's like trying to spam you or anything. Gabby, for those of you guys that don't know, Gabby came to us as Stephen Clyde's buyer's agent. But Stephen was only has decided that was only going to have her work 20 hours a week. So we picked up the other 20 hours. And what she's doing for us Monday through Thursday from 3 to 5 and all day on Friday is she's helping you guys right now. The plan, she's helping you guys with marketing on the internet and social media. So right now she's trying to get everybody's Google pages up. So when they type in your name or real estate or something about you, your page is going to rank higher than any of your competitions. So that's something that we're doing as a marketing service for you. It doesn't cost you anything. It's part of our service to you.
That's
so
great.
If she reaches out to you, make sure that you get back to her.
That's great. Thank you.
One of the things that Therese, that was down in Seattle, she just hopped off, but she said that her VA actually talked to Gabby and had a really good conversation with her for about an hour, and then talked to Therese over like 15 minutes to say, these are the action items we're going to do. So if you have an admin or a virtual assistant or a marketing person, Gabby's definitely happy to talk to them directly also. So
I can't say enough about the brand as well, because it's so simple. And if you're a little reticent about, I don't want to push too much, or it looks a little hokey. Jesse and I have a close friend that works for a company that I can't pronounce, and he's the IT guy that talks to no one. So he's in some dark room, but every time we have him over he and his fiance over a dozen times in the summer, and he's wearing whatever it's called, Jess, Osker, and it does nothing for him. He's just wearing the same company stuff on and off work hours. For us, we should be wearing that all of the time because we're the only recognized brand in real estate. And as Randall said, we're one of the most recognized brands in the world for any company. If you don't own any Remax swag, you should by the end of today have placed an order for at least one shirt or a pin or something. It's going to cost, it's a drop in the bucket to where if I spend $30 for this Children's Miracle Network pin, and every time I'm wearing it with my dress shirt and someone says, oh, what's that about? Conversation starter. Well, since you asked, I'm helping save the world. I'm selling the American dream. Just find your own way.
What's the name of that company again? That you were talking about before, Stitching or something?
In Stitches.
In Stitches.
And that's in Deptford, right? On Route 41, I think they said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deptford proud.
Randall, are you going to open up any agencies up in North Jersey?
No.
Aw.
Some people say that my nose are very, very unique and distinctive. I think that we're going to continue to grow what we have and be able to focus on, the areas and the clientele that we have, right now. So,
Okay.
or at least until gas is back to, so that's probably still a no also. So.
So we're gonna plan on another one next month. I try to keep it definitely to 45 minutes to 60 minutes. So if you have any suggestions or anything in between now and the next date, we should be announcing them, I think next week. We're gonna schedule the next one for June. So we'll get that out through Thomasina. And if you have any feedback or anything you'd like to talk about, definitely shoot me a text or message me. But
Great
I'm
job today.
excited. I'm very encouraged that so many people came on, so thank you.
And 2 weeks from
Thank
now,
you.
an Ask a Broker, class. So
Yes.
come back if you have any problems, any transactional things, the brokers will be on.
All
Thanks.
right.
Thanks, Shannon.